Let's have a look at one of the properties under binary operations. So this property is called distributive property. Okay, we've already have a video on commutative as well as associative, so you may consider watching that video. I'll leave the link somewhere down in the description. So what is a distributive property? Of course, if you don't know exactly what a binary operation is, we also have a link on that. So this is just a combination of two things, right? By assumption, we want to combine two things, right? And let's see how we can combine them. That is the work of a binary. Is that okay? So the operation can be anything. We don't know how exactly two things that can be combined. If you have a detailed video on that, so you may consider watching that and come back and continue. So let's look at the exact work that this distributive property does. So when do we say certain people? What I'm using people here because I want you to see exactly what is happening. So assume we have three different people over here, right? So 1, 2, 3. Is that okay? By name A, B, C, right? And then we are being combined by two different operations. So what I mean by combined by two different operations is that we have a way of combining the first person to the second and the third, and then the way the second and the third people also combine, right? These people combine with a different method, and then when we are done, we can combine their results to the first person by a different method or operation. Is that okay? So when do we say they are distributive? You say they are distributive when I have this thing, the first person being combined with a different method together with the second and the third person being combined with another different method. You can see I notice that with what a red and a blue marker over here. Is that okay? So this is how they are combined. We say that these guys, they are distributive if the first person is being combined with what the second person with this operation, and then that same first person is being combined with the third person with that same operation. And when I join them together with the second operation, then what I have here is the same as what I will get on the left hand side. Then I can say that these people are distributive. What I mean by that is that here, suppose after combining everything I had 2, and then after combining everything on the right hand side, so I had 2, then I can say that they are distributive. Is that okay? And even though we are using two different operations to combine them, right? That is very simple. So that is one thing you have to pay attention. So let's look at this. Just look at this one, right? So look at these operations. So assuming this is what our binary operation, right? We have the first binary operation to be A star B, that is equal to A plus B plus 1. Is that okay? So what this thing means is that by assumption, let's say you want to combine this, you and your friend together. Is that okay? By this operation, this is the law, how you guys can be combined, how you guys can become a friend. So they say you should pick the first person, then plus the second person, then we add 1 to that. That is the only way you guys can be combined by this method. Is that okay? Let's look at the second one. The second one is that this guy and this guy can also be combined by this method. Is that okay? So your way of combining, or the way of you guys to become a friendship, is different from those that are those two guys. Is that okay? So how do they combine? These guys are being combined by the first person added to the second person, just like that. Is that okay? Have you seen that there are just two different ways of doing that? And we are saying that these two people can be distributive if this method hold. Is that okay? So whatever I get on the left hand side must be the same thing that I will get on the right hand side, right? This is just very simple. So how to solve this problem is that you pick the left hand side and then do your calculation manipulation, very simple. And then when you are done, you solve for the right hand side and then you do the same thing. So how you solve this thing is that always bracket first. Is that okay? The bracket first means that you have to tackle the smaller part by assumption, right? So these people are in a small room, so let's deal with them first. So when we are done, we get to the compound, right? We get to the outside. So I'm having A star into bracket B delta, we call it a delta, don't mind with the name. Is that okay? So it's equal to, so we will deal with the first part, right? So this one will be, can you see that this will give me A star? We are not doing anything to the outside, so what is the inside? this B plus C. So for you to avoid that latest something, just focus on the operation, right? This is how they are combined. How did these guys are combined by this operation? A, B and C. Don't let this B and C confuse you. It's the operation. It's okay. This thing can be anybody, right? B and C can be anybody, but the most important is that how they are combined. Have you seen this operation? It's what we are having here. Is that okay? So how two people are combined is what? The first person plus the second person. So this is the first person, which is B, plus what? The second person, that is C. Is that okay? So that was very simple, right? That is the first part. Now let's move on to the outside. How do you tackle the outside? So the outside one is that now you are using this guy to combine with everything in this bracket. Is that okay? So they are combined by which method? They are combined by this operation, right? The operation is what? Star here. So this is how they are combined. How are they telling us to combine them together? They say we should pick the first person plus the second person plus what? 1. Is that okay? So this will be the first person. Everything what the bracket here will be the second person. Can you see that? So this is the operation. They said that we should use to do that. This one will be equal to the first person here, which is A, and then plus the second person. So the second person will be everything in the bracket plus what? B plus C, right? These people are the second person, and then plus 1. Is that okay? So when you take off the bracket, you can see that this will be A plus what? B plus C, and then plus 1. This is what we are having for what? The first part, right? This is exactly what we are having for what? The first part, right? Can you see that? That is what? A plus B plus C plus 1. That's for the first part. So for distributive to hold, that is the law. You see, in mathematics, there are laws, so you have to obey those laws and check whether they are hold. If they are hold, then you can conclude. You can only conclude if you check the second part here, right, to be the same as what we had for what? The first part. Okay, let me quickly do that. Let me clean my body and then and do that. So now what do? You just have to deal with them one by one. So we are going to tackle the right hand side. Can you see that? So this first part here will be what? A star B. So the first person star the second person. So how are they combined is the most important. They are combined by this operation, right? Their friendship hold by this operation. So the first person plus the second person plus 1. So here we have what? A plus what? B plus 1. Can you see that? So that is that. Then we bring our data, and then let's deal with the second one first, the second bracket. So the same thing, they are also using the same operation. So that will be the first person plus the second person plus what? 1. Is that okay? We are there. Now we have two people, so this is one person and then this is the second person. They are also being combined by this operation. Is that okay? They are combined by this operation. So the operation is a delta or small triangle. So what are they saying? So here's their law. They say you should pick the first person and then you add out to the second person. Can you see that? A C delta B is equal to this guy, the first person, plus the second person. So what's the first person here? This is the first person. That will be A plus B plus 1 plus the second person. So what is the second person? The second person here is what? Plus A plus C plus 1. Is that okay? When you do your grouping, you can see that you have A, so that will give you 2A, and then plus B, only 1B, and then plus C, only 1C, and then this plus this one will give you 2 plus 2, right? So when you check this and that, they are not the same. Is that okay? Or let me take this guy out so that you can see exactly what is happening. Is that okay? So this is what we had for the first part, right? This is what we had for what? The first part, and this is what we had for the second part. Can you see? They are not the same. Here we are having A plus B plus C plus 1, and then the second one we are having what? 2A plus B plus C plus 2. Is that okay? They are not the same. This guy and this guy are not the same, right? You can see that they are not the same. Since they are not the same, we can see that the operation is not commutative. They are not distributive. They can only be distributive if they have the same answers over here, right? Can you see that? If they have the same answers, we can conclude that they are what? Distributive. Is that okay? Very simple. This is how you tackle a distributive questions under what a binary operation. So if you've enjoyed this video so far, don't forget to give us a like or a thumbs up, or maybe sometime you can use a numbers in place of these things, right? Just use a numbers in place of them if you are finding it difficult to group some like terms and so on and so forth. Subscribe to the channel for more details and content like this. Thanks for watching.